Y'all know what's going on. It's time for another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Bacon. Welcome to the show, y'all. Letters started pouring in, not from D, not from them men who stuffed balloons in her stomach. No, letters came from the people she broke most. Her mama wrote first. Paper smudged with tears, ink scratchy like her hand was shaking the whole time. Keisha, I begged you to hold on. I begged you to tell me when the rent got too heavy. Now look at me. I'm raising your babies while you sitting behind a fence. Keisha read that one till the paper tore at the folds. Every word was a dagger reminding her, you don't just do time alone. Your family serve a sentence too. Her daughter scribbled in crayon, Mommy, when you coming home, Grandma say you sick. I pray for you every night. Keisha clutched that picture like a lifeline, but lifelines in prison, they cut quick. Her son ain't write much at all. He just sent silence, and silence from a child that weighed more than shackles. Word about her case trickled through the streets too. Some folks said she was stupid. Others said she was brave, doing what she had to for her kids. But truth? The streets don't care why you fall. They just remember that you fell. Inside, the other women clocked her pain like sharks smelling blood. Some teased her, balloon belly, 5-stack mama. Others offered advice. Girl, keep your head down, do your time, and don't let nobody play you. But prison ain't high school. You don't pick your friends easy. Every conversation got a price tag. Keisha found herself sitting alone at chow, pushing beans around the tray. Till one day, an older woman slid across from her. Name's Marisol, she said. Gray streaks in her hair, eyes sharp like knives. She leaned in. You think you the first one swallowed rubber for rent money? You think you the last? Keisha shook her head ashamed. Marisol tapped the table. Baby, this place full of mules, some carrying kilos in their guts, some carrying regret so heavy it kill them slower. But all of us got one thing in common. We believed a lie that said we had no choice. That stuck with Keisha. No choice. She replayed that phrase all night. Was it true? Could she have knocked on a church door, asked a neighbor, found a program, or was poverty its own prison that already had her locked before the cuffs clicked? The other inmates kept testing her. Some stole commissary, others tried to pull her into schemes. But Keisha stayed quiet, kept writing letters she never mailed. That's when she came back to me. We sat in the laundry line, heat of the dryers humming and steam fogging the glass. She whispered, Joe, do you think God still listened to me after what I did? I told her straight, God listened harder to the broken, but don't think praying gonna erase your choices. Prayer don't change the past. It only changed the road you still got left. She nodded, tears falling into her lap. And in that moment, I saw a woman fighting not just time, but herself. See, being a mule ain't just a job. It's a label that follow you. COS see you as expendable. Inmates see you as weak. In the streets, they forget you fast. But them kids at home, they don't forget. They carry the weight longer than you ever will. That's the price of a trip you thought was easy. And Keisha was learning that lesson day by day, tear by tear, year by year. Months turned into years, and that's the first trick time play on you in prison. Days crawled, but years. They vanished before you even realize it. Keisha kept a calendar at first, little X's scratched across square. But after a while, she stopped marking the days. Because counting time don't make it pass faster. It just reminds you what you lost. Her mama grew older raising them kids. Hair grayer, back bent from work. Letters came less often, not cause of hate, but cause exhaustion. Her daughter grew too. From crayons to cursive, she wrote, Mommy, I made honor roll. Grandma said you'd be proud. And Keisha cried on that bunk. Proud was too small a word. But shame always sat right next to her pride. Her son, he turned cold, barely spoke on visits, sat there arms crossed, eyes empty. One day he said, you were supposed to be here. You left us for money. Keisha broke that day. a piece of her heart never came back. See, prison don't just cage your body. It cage every relationship you ever had. And sometimes them chains snap before you ever get free. She tried programs of GED tutoring and drug classes and church choir and anything to rebuild what the streets stripped away. Some women mocked her, said she was trying to play saint, but I watched her. She wasn't playing, she was fighting. Years in, I asked her what she regretted most. She ain't say the money, ain't say the arrest. She said, my baby's learning how to live without me. That's my sentence worse than bars. That's the truth of a mule's life. The run lasts hours, the sentence lasts decades, and the family carry it forever. By the time parole board called her name, Keisha was a different woman. Older, harder, but maybe wiser. She walked out them gates with a plastic bag and a second chance. But second chances don't erase first mistakes. The kids she left behind, they ain't children no more. They was teenagers carrying scars of abandonment, and her mama hugged her tight. But even in that embrace, Keisha felt the weight of 10 lost years. And that's what I need y'all to hear. When you think about easy money, when you think about just one trip, I want you to picture Keisha, picture her kids crying at night. Picture her mama breaking her back to keep food on the table. Picture her staring at a bunk ceiling, wondering if God even remembered her name, all because she thought she had no choice. But there's always a choice. It might be ugly, it might be hard, but it ain't never worth losing 10 years. It ain't never worth losing your babies. So I'ma leave y'all with this. Every shortcut come with a toll. And sometimes that toll don't just take your freedom, it take your family, your reputation, your soul. This has been another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and I say peace, y'all.